Dear listeners, this is Nobel Shah. Once again, welcome you all to my networking tutorials. Today, I am going to discuss about group policy management. Group policy helps us to implement policies to clients, to users, or to computers, so that we can restrict or allow them to do a certain task. For example, I don't want to give the permissions to my users so that they can change the desktop wallpaper. So I can do that by implementing a group policy for that. Well, in the same way, I can restrict them for doing lots of things by implementing policies. Today I am going to show you how to create a policy and link it to a domain or organizational unit, so that all the users from that domain or organizational unit can get a shortcut or a map network drive from their desktop while they log in. So let's get started. First of all, you need to make sure that you have a domain controller and a domain joined machine. I hope the peoples watching this video already have the idea how to configure a domain controller and then how to join a machine to a domain controller. So to configure the group policy, first we have to go to the tools menu, and then we need to open the group policy management option. From the group policy management option, the first time if you open the group policy management, you will get the window like this. In this window, you will see the forest name, which is in my case aratum.com, and if you just expand it, you will then see the domains option. Click to expand it once again, and then you will get the domain name, which is in my case aratum.com. Just click this aratum.com option to expand it, and you will see lots of options like your domain controller, and then your any created OU and group policy objects, WMI filters, starter GPUs, sites, those options. Okay, so to create a policy, first you can go to the group policy object, and then you can right click on it and click the new option. So this wizard will help you to create a new policy, and then type a friendly name that actually means why are you creating this policy. For example, if you want to create this policy for map network drive, you can name this map network drive policy, and then click OK. So as you can see, the new map network drive policy is showing under the group policy object, but this policy will not apply to the users of domain or OU until unless you link it with the domain or OU. So you need to make sure you link it with the domain or OU, and you need to configure the map network drive policies options from the, just right click the map network drive option and you will get the edit option. Once you click the edit option, it will take you to the group policy management editor option, and if you want to configure the map network drive option, you will get it under the user configuration and under preferences. Okay, the people who doesn't know actually what is the difference between policies and preference, for those, let me explain the difference between policies and preferences. Well, policies actually cannot be changed by users. Once we apply policies, user will not be able to change the policies. For example, if we set a desktop wallpaper for all users, so that while they log in, they will get the same wallpaper in every computer. They will see the wallpaper, but they will not be able to change the wallpapers. But the preferences options like map network drive or shortcuts, while it is applied to the users, but they still are able to change it. They can delete the shortcut from their desktop, or they can remove the map network drive from their desktop. Okay, so to configure the map network drive, you have to expand the preferences option. One more thing, let me tell you the difference between computer configuration and user configuration. Well, if you set any policy for computer configuration, it will apply to the computers. Means any user use that computer actually get the effect of that policy. But if you configure policies for users, that means that user, doesn't matter which computer he or she sets, will get the effect for that policy. Okay, so to configure the map network drive, we need to expand the preferences, and then we need to go to the Windows settings option. As we can see, there is an option called drive maps. Okay, I hope you know already what does map drive means. What is map drive? Map drive is actually a shortcut of a shared folder in another location. Okay, so let me create a folder and let me share it, so that anybody who logs in get the map network drive option from their computer. Okay, let me create a folder. In my C folder, I am creating a folder like test share. Okay. And then let me share with specific people, choose the everyone group, click the add button, and then choose the read write option from this, and then click share. So now this folder has been shared. Click the done option. Well, to apply policies, we just need to take the UNC path, the share path. So just right click and go to the properties option, and from the sharing tab you will see the network path. Okay, so to avoid any typo, just select it and copy it from this window, and then from the drive maps option, just right click on it and click new, and then go to map drive. From the new drive properties option, in the general section, in the action option, just select the option you want. For example, I am using create option, so that it created in the user's machine. And then location, in the location option, you must have to type the UNC path. You cannot actually use local path like C drive and then the folder name. You cannot use it, so you have to use the UNC path. Okay, and then label as, you may label it, you can change the name so that people, when they connect to the remotely with this map network drive, they see the different name. And then drive letter. Drive letter, from the drive letter option, you can choose the drive letter as you want. For example, I am using a drive letter called Z. Okay, and then leave the other options intact and just click apply and OK option. Okay, so now we have created a map network drive. The drive letter is Z, and that will point to our shared folder, which is called test share. Okay, right. Let me close it. Okay. Let me create another policy that will create a shortcut in user's machine. Anybody who logs in with a machine in domain, so that they get a shortcut in their desktop. Okay, so to do that, once again let me go to the C drive and let me create a folder shortcut. Okay, I have changed the folder name to shortcut. Go to the right click on it and go to share with, and then okay, you do not need to actually go to the, okay, let me go to the share with option and then specific people, and then once again choose the everyone option, add it, and then set the permission, whatever permission you want, read write permission, so that people using this shortcut can read and write, and click the share button. Once again you can see the UNC path. We need actually the UNC path. Click the done button. Once again right click on it, go to properties option, go to the sharing tab, and then copy the UNC path. Copy it. Okay, and then in the group policy object section, let me create a policy, new, and name it like shortcut policy. Okay, right click the shortcut policy and click the edit option. Once again, shortcut policy we also get under the preferences of user configuration sections. Go to the Windows settings and then you can see the shortcuts. Okay, right click the shortcuts option, go to new and click the shortcut option, and here once again action, from action select create, and then name whatever name you want, like my shortcut, and then the target path. Well, target path do not need to change, just target path here, target tab, sorry, that was target tab. In target path section you just need to paste the UNC path of that folder. Okay, and then click apply. Oh sorry, in the location section you have to specify where that shortcut will be displayed. For example, if we want to display it on desktop, we can choose the desktop option, then click apply and then click OK. So we have created two policy, one for map network drive and another one for shortcut. But as long as we do not link it with the domain or with the OU, it will not affect to the users at all. Okay, so we need to link it. So let me show you how to link it. For example, if you want to link that policy with the domain, so that any user from that domain, whoever logs in, they get this map network drive and shortcut. To do that, you have to choose the domain name, right click on it, and then choose the second option, which is link an existing GPO. We have already created the GPO, so now we can choose this option, which is link an existing GPO. So just click the link an existing GPO option, and from this window in the group policy object you can see all the GPOs that you have created earlier. So now let me choose the GPO that we just created, which is map network drive policy number 1, and then the same way we can link another GPO, which is shortcut policy, right? And click OK. So now these two have been attached with the domain, it is linked with the domain. Okay, shortcut policy. As you can see, shortcut policy, as you can see in the shortcut policy section under the scope, it is showing that it is linked with the domain. Linked enabled, yes. Okay, and this policy will be applied to all the users of this domain. As you can see in the security filtering section, it is showing authenticated users, but if you want that it will be applied to a specific users, you need to remove the authenticated user option and you need to add a specific user from the security filtering option. Okay, let me show this. Like if we want to add a user from this window, click the add button, advanced option, click the find now, and you will see all the users or groups in this window. Let me choose the user option, user 1, and then click OK. That means if I now remove the authenticated users option, this policy will be applied only to the user which is user 1. Okay, so let me remove the authenticated users. So now the policy will be applied only to the user 1. Okay, so that is all. So that is the way we can create a group policy and we can link it with a domain. At the same way, if you want to link it with a OU, you need to choose the OU. Like I have a OU here which name is R29NT. Right click on it and then you can right click on it and you can choose the link an existing GPU option. Go to the link an existing GPU option and you can choose the policy like map network drive policy. So now this policy map network drive policy is linked with the OU rather than the domain, means any user or group belongs to this OU actually will get the effect of this policy, not all users from the domain. Okay, let me unlink it from this and let me link it with the domain. Sorry, that is shortcut policy, right? Is already map network policy and shortcut policy. These two policies linked with that. So this is the way we can link it with a domain or link it with OU. Now one more thing you need to do, you need to update the group policy. To update the group policy, you can open the run window and you can type gp update /force option and click OK. If you do not update it manually, once the computer get restarted, the policy will also update in the next login. Right. So we have successfully created the policies and we have linked it. Now let me open a client machine and let me log in with user 1. I have a client machine here which is Adatom client. Okay, and let me change the user, go to the other user option, and from here you can type the username and then password for the user and login. Now all the group policy you actually created in your domain now is applying to these users, which is user 1. Okay, user 1 logged in, go to desktop, and as you can see we can see one shortcut, which is my shortcut, that we just created earlier, showing here. And if we open the Explorer, go to the computer option, we will see the map network drive also, okay, which is test share that we have created earlier. So this is the way we create policies and we can apply to users and computers. Okay, thanks very much. I will see you in my next video. Till then, you guys take care. Bye bye.